Hi everyone. In this video, I want to show you a couple mics that I found that are not very popular, but I think they're actually really good. And I think they present some really good alternatives to mics in different price ranges. One is Saramonic Vmic5 Pro, which is a cheaper mic. It competes with Sennheiser MKE 600 and Rode VideoMic NTG. And the other one is the Sanken CS-M1, and that one competes with Sennheiser MKH 416. So let's start with Vmic5 Pro. I have this mic actually mounted on my FX3 if you're vlogging, right? Or just recording any video with it, right? I have a Sony 14mm 1.8 GM on this camera, so I'm actually very close to it. I'm about 14, maybe like 14 or 13 inches from the mic itself. I have the mic set to plus 28 dB so that I could set much lower volume on the FX3. I also have RNNoise enabled in OBS. I'm recording straight into OBS. Basically, this is what it sounds like. The cool thing about this mic is that it's actually a lot cheaper than the VideoMic NTG, or especially Sennheiser MKE 600. VideoMic NTG is $220. That's how much I saw it for on Amazon when I was looking for it. MKE 600 is around $300, right? MKE 600 is pretty long. It's like 10 inches long or something. VideoMic NTG is maybe a little bit shorter, but still, I mean, also pretty big. Honestly, this mic is pretty big too. So I can show you here right now. Let me just take this off. So this is the Saramonic Vmic5 Pro. It's on my FX3. So you see, it's definitely not a small mic. It's about the same size as Rode VideoMic, the older one. You know, it is what it is, right? It has 120 hours of battery life, which is a lot more than VideoMic NTG. I think that one is like 20 or 30 hours. Let me just switch back to it. This is how you would use it if you're vlogging. I think it gives very high quality of audio, right, for what it is. Like for a mic that just like plugs into the camera, I think this mic sounds the best. This is the Sanken CS-M1. It's really small. It's only 4 inches long. The mic it competes with, which is the Sennheiser MKH 416, I think is around like 10 inches long also. Like I think MKH 416 and MKE 600 are about the same length. So I just wanted to have a smaller mic. Actually, if we look at it, that's basically where the mic ends and the XLR wire begins, right? So the mic itself is like tiny, and I'll actually have the pop filter on it right now. You know, like I'm speaking very close into it, so like it's usually a good idea to have a pop filter on it so that it sounds better, right? Yeah, like this mic is a little bit more expensive than MKE 600, right? So MKE 600 is, I think it's like $870 USD. CS-M1 retails in the US for $895, but I bought it from the UK and got it for like, well, okay, it was on sale in the UK store. I think it's called Pink Noise. It was like 700 USD, like shipped to the US. All in all, with shipping and everything, it was like 692. And I think that this is phenomenal. Like, I think this mic definitely competes, if not exceeds, MKH 416. Otherwise, yeah, like you can put it on the boom arm, or how I'm planning to use it is basically kind of like this. I have this like tripod. I also have a little handle and just hold in my hand and do like a talking head video, like when I'm not recording at my desk. You guys be the judge. Leave a comment if you think it sounds comparable to the MKH 416. Unfortunately, I don't have an MKH 416 to compare it with, but when I was doing my research, I watched one video where this guy like reviews the CS-M1. As soon as I heard it, I just stopped my search and I just got it. I think this is like a awesome mic for its size and for how it sounds. So the next thing, let's just turn off RNNoise. Like this is what the Shure SM7DB sounds like without any processing, right? For this video, it's probably better to wear headphones, and you probably hear a little bit more noise in my room. I'm gonna be quiet for a second. Right, you can also hear me clicking the mouse. But yeah, like let's just set a standard here, right? So this is what the SM7DB sounds like without any noise suppression, right? So it's actually pretty quiet. I'm listening to it at the same time. It's pretty quiet, right? But it's a dynamic mic, and that's its purpose. But I have to like speak to it like pretty close, right? So I'm trying to not block my mouth with it. But like for, you know, for like studio use, I think this is the best option. This one is a shotgun mic, and I think now like it's become becoming pretty obvious that SM7DB was pretty quiet, but the shotgun mic, unfortunately, it's a little bit louder. It has a high pass filter for like 75 and 150 hertz that I could enable, but I'm not gonna do it here because the video is gonna be too long. You know, you can add some like post-processing later to remove noise, right? Like I think pretty much any video software can do it. I'm personally using Resolve Studio, right? And I'm certain that you can do it. But overall, I think, yeah. And also like notice, like if I'm moving my head, right, I have to, like it sounds better and better if I'm talking directly into it. It's louder than SM7DB, like the noise is louder for sure. I mean, but the mic has a different purpose. I'm not 2-3 inches away from it. I'm like 14 inches away from it. But I think this mic is doing a really good job, especially because it's not an XLR mic. It's recording into my FX3, while the other two mics, they're recording into my Tascam FR AV2 recorder, which I'm using it as an audio interface at the same time. It's starting with a disadvantage, but I think it still sounds quite decent. Let's move on to the CS-M1 without any noise suppression. All right, let's see. How did I even find this mic? I listened to Rode VideoMic NTG, MKE 600. Didn't really like how they sound that much, like for how much they cost. And then I listened to the MKH 416, but I was like, okay, like man, this mic is like almost $900, right? So I went on Reddit looking at one of these like subs what people are like doing like field recording or something. And I mean, these guys are like, it sounds like they know what they're talking about. Like, let's just put it that way. And I'm like, damn, like no, like they all like just hate the MKE 600. With the 416, they're like, oh no, it's not the industry standard. Just get this, right? And when people were asking like what mic they should get to like mount on the camera, or like not like a $2,000-$3,000 mic, just like a mic under $1,000 which has a really good sound, they were suggesting the CS-M1. And I was like, oh, like CS-M1, what's that? I had never even heard of like Sanken back then, right? I did a YouTube search and I found like one video. I think there was only one video where a guy tests the CS-M1. As soon as I heard that mic in that video, right, this guy's like recording outside, I just stopped searching and just bought the CS-M1. Like it just settled it, right? I think that this mic just sounds awesome and nobody talks about it for some reason, right? I don't know why. Well, maybe like the pros know about it, but like, you know, like YouTubers, they're like, oh, like the 416 is the best. A few times, like just trusting YouTubers, like one of the problems that I had was the Sony B1M. Everyone's like saying like, oh, this mic is awesome. I think it's around like $350. So I bought one and it just didn't work for me. Like it sounds good for what it is. I mean, I don't think it sounds good for the price, but it sounds good because it's tiny and it plugs into the hot shoe. There's no wires, no batteries. But I just had this loud like thump, like very low, deep like thump, as if you're like touching the mic, but I wasn't touching it. I had the camera mounted on the mount on my desktop, or I just had it literally just resting on my desk, not touching the desk, and it would have like this thump noise every 30 seconds. I have a guess that maybe it's the fan, like because the FX3 gets hot all the time. I mean, it doesn't overheat, never overheats obviously, but like FX3, even if you leave it on, it actually gets pretty warm. And I think that maybe the fan just turns on, spins a little bit, maybe like when it just, you know, starts spinning, the mic just feels it, because like the shock mount on it is like a joke. Yeah, and then like if you, okay fine, if you're handling the camera, you're carrying it somewhere, like doing like run and gun, like yeah, just forget about it. Like it's you will have like these like thumps all the time, right? Like even if you're not touching it, just move the camera a little bit too fast and it's gonna shake the mic a tiny bit and it's gonna make it like a thump noise. So anyway, that's what I noticed with it, so I returned it. I wish I would recorded this video before I returned it, but it is what it is. Everyone's like raving about this mic, right? Like, and how come I have this issue? Like nobody on YouTube is talking about it. I actually found like reviews on Amazon and B&H for that mic, right? And like most of the reviews are positive, but there's a couple reviews of people who have exactly the same issue as me. They're like, yeah, it sounds good, but the handling noise just doesn't make sense. It's not usable, right? Like it's you record with it and it just sounds like weird. Like every 30 seconds there's like a thump, and like there was nothing I could do about it. Like I think that in the reviews somebody pointed out that you can put like the low pass filter, but I don't want to have a low pass filter on all the time. You know what I mean? Like it has two settings. One is noise canceling, one is low pass. You can only use one of them. And if I'm recording with it, I think I was like using like noise removal. You know, for the price of like one B1M, I got like two Vmic5 Pros. And I think Vmic5 Pro, just even how it sounds, even without like considering the handling noise, sounds way better, right? I think it sounds better. It's a lot cheaper. You can get two Vmic5 Pros. The regular price price. For if you get the Black Friday price, it's like $100, right? To get 3 of them, right? And basically that's why I just wanted to make this video, to be honest. Like I just wanted to show you guys some of the mics that I like a lot. There are some videos about Vmic5 Pro, right? But I think the more videos are talking about it, like the more people will see that, like, okay, you don't have to go with the very mainstream mics like the VideoMic NTG or MKE 600 if that's your thing, right? And there are alternatives which sound really good themselves. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.